Hey everybody, Ben Fredrickson here alongside Dave Matter for this week's episode of I'm a Tigers video edition, made possible by Closets by Design of St. Louis. For a limited time, you can get 40% off any order of $1,000 or more, or 30% off any order of $700 to $1,000, and get free installation for any order of $600 or more. Call 1-800-BY-DESIGN to order today. Dave, Missouri at Georgia, the spread is nearing 40 points. It's something we haven't seen in a long time for a Tigers team on the road against a conference opponent. A big reason, quarterback uncertainty. It sounds like Connor Bazelak, as expected, is not going to play Saturday in Athens, at least officially wait and see on that, but we're not expecting it. And how does Eli Drinkwitz go about playing his backups? Tyler Macon, Brady Cook, what's he going to do here? Spread the love around or give the first opportunity to a true number two?
Well, I would expect Brady Cook to get the start. That doesn't really mean anything because you never know with Eli Drinkwitz. I also would expect that you play both of them. I don't really see the upside, the value in throwing Brady Cook to the Wolves for 4 quarters against the most ferocious, best defense in the country, maybe one of the best we've seen in a long time in college football, or at least in the SEC. And Tyler Macon, what we saw last week from him, now granted, he never put the ball in the air, and Missouri was ahead at Vanderbilt. I thought he showed some pretty good composure. They're not in danger of burning his red shirt. He can play 4 games this year and not count this year for eligibility. He's only appeared in 2, so he can play in 2 more. So that's off the table as far as being a factor here. And like you've said, I think it makes more sense to put both of them out there in some capacity. Not to necessarily to mix things up and keep things unpredictable for Georgia, because it is kind of obvious. Cook is more of the polished passer. Macon is more of an accomplished runner. I don't think that's the reasoning. It's more just, hey, there's no reason to punish one of these kids. Let them both go out there and get this experience under their belt and see what they're made of.
Spread the pain around is the non-politically correct way to say that. It could be a chance for those guys to make a clear impression on the depth chart. And I'd like to see what Tyler Macon can do throwing. And I think Brady Cook has kind of been underestimated as a runner. He has some mobility. So maybe we get a chance to see some of that. I don't want to make too much out of this, Dave, because this Georgia defense is so good. But there is some news coming out of Athens that they might not be at full strength on that defense either. What's the latest on Georgia's defensive depth chart, and should we read very much into that considering how many talented players they have on that defense?
Yeah, a report came out Thursday night, I think with ESPN had it first, that Adam Anderson, a pass rusher for them, linebacker, leads them in sacks, which isn't saying much because a lot of their guys have sacks and they're one of the best pass rushing team in the country. He is indefinitely suspended, out for this game. He is hasn't been arrested yet as we record this, but involved in an alleged rape accusation. Never pretty at all. So I wouldn't expect to see him out there. I don't think it really takes that much away from this defense. They still have so many great players, Jordan Davis and Jalen Carter up front. Nakobe Dean might be the best linebacker in the country. He's just such a great playmaker. They've got guys up and down this defense. Nolan Smith, a great pass rusher off the edge. Really good secondary, a couple transfers that they added from Clemson and West Virginia who play at safety and cornerback. They've got guys that come off the bench for them that play significant snaps that would start at every single school in the SEC, if not the country, and be really productive. So this defense is absolutely loaded. I think something like 23 4- and 5-star recruits on this defense. So, I don't know if losing one guy really takes much away. That just means somebody else is going to have to step up, and they probably will.
The spread is nearing 39 points as you prepare to head to Athens, Dave. Doesn't happen very often. It would feel like probably a victory for Mizzou if they can find a way to cover that. I don't think Eli will be celebrating it, but that would be maybe a realistic goal for the Tigers to try to achieve and then get back on track and try to get to that bowl game after the season. It would be a true shocker if the Tigers were able to upset the Bulldogs. But if they do, you'll be there covering it in Athens. You'll be there covering it if they don't, too. You can find all the coverage at stltoday.com. Follow along in the pages of the Post-Dispatch. For Dave, I'm Ben. We'll talk to you next time. Enjoy the game, everybody.